Okay, welcome back everyone to the Empowered Practice Podcast, episode 2 of season 4. We're just going to dive right in today, so I'm going to let Toni ground us in.
Yes, greetings to all divine beings listening. Allow yourself to open up, relax, kind of move your shoulders, move your neck. This is a beautiful moment, a special moment, the moment you've been waiting for. So let's just get grounded here and take a deep breath in. And on that exhale, I want you to just feel yourself relax and let go. And then on that next inhale, I want you to breathe in more energy from the earth, grounding, beautiful, ancient, mystical energy from the earth. Breathe it in. And then when you exhale, release all of that grounding energy right down your spine. So just envision that energy starting from the top of your head and going all the way down your spine. And inhale one more time, more of that earth energy of Mother Earth, of Gaia, that nice grounding, mystical, ancient feeling. And then just exhale and allow it to flow down your spine and ground you into this moment. You are here. You are powerful. You are meant to be here. You belong here. This is your moment for power. This is your moment for expansion. Feel it in every cell in your body. And every timeline of reality that your soul exists is here now.
I felt that one. I was in
Grounded.
like a magical forest.
Yes. I love that exercise. I learned it from the Institute of Tantra here in Atlanta. Before she does a workshop or anything, she always puts you through that breathing exercise, and it feels so good to release like that grounding energy down your spine.
Yes.
And then it honestly, I feel like it always reminds me of my own personal power of my energy and space.
Mm-hmm.
When you consciously say, okay, I'm going to take up this energy and then I'm going to release it, you realize like, wow, like I have control over my energy. I can be intentional with my energy at any time. So it's just like a little thing that just really reminds you how much you can really accomplish by just focusing on what you want.
Yeah. And how quickly we can change our state.
Yes. A lot of times, I know for me, most of my life when my anxiety was out of control was when I felt out of control. Mm-hmm. Because I was trying to control uncontrollables. It's that simple.
Exactly. And I mean, so relatable, right? How many of us, I mean, I don't know anyone who can't relate to that, trying to control the uncontrollables, because we don't realize they're uncontrollable or out of our control.
I was just taught to just try to control to get maximum results, and I wasn't given the direction on, well, some things you just have to let go. Mm-hmm. So that definitely took me a while to figure that out. But that exercise helps with that. It helps to just ground you in and feel like, okay, I can control my energy. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can control my thoughts. I can't control everything outside of me, but at least like I have that power.
And please realize, y'all, that like controlling that internal response to things is like 90% of our reality anyway. So you are changing basically what your experience is by shifting that inner state.
Yes. And I use that so much in my practice where I'll take a statement and I'll say it again, but just with a different tone and maybe a few different words. And I'll go, you see, it's the same thing, but I changed the narrative and now you feel better.
Exactly.
Right? It's like, I don't know. I take an example like, I gained 10 pounds. Well, okay. And it's like, I gained 10 pounds. Mm-hmm. I just said the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like,
for real.
All we did was change the energy.
Exactly. And that's like something we can call back to from our previous episode. We were talking about New Year's resolutions versus New Year's intentions and kind of creating the state that we want to experience, or how certain feelings or emotions that we want to embody more regularly, and how we can do that. So this is an amazing practice, y'all, to apply to that.
Yeah. And I guess I feel like that was definitely the message for this new moon then, for the Aquarius new moon. I read something that was so beautiful, and it was talking about how we're in the age of Aquarius. So whenever we go through this season, it's always very magical, and we receive big downloads. Magnificent ideas come to us, and when they come, try to change your narrative to something that feels good. And because I know sometimes I get big ideas and I get discouraged because I'm like, oh, how am I gonna accomplish that one? And it really does slow the process down so much.
It does. The quickest way that we can halt that creative flow is by asking, like, trying to switch from like large thinking, imagination, big vision to like logic and rational. We can't be in both the like feminine and masculine mind at the same time. So when you're in that big visioning state, let yourself be there. And then it will come. The steps will follow. The routine and flow, you'll find it. It will come. Just be patient with it, I think.
Oh my goodness. It will come. It totally comes, guys. Oh, it comes. We promise you. You just have to take some breaths.
Take some breaths.
and feel good with it.
And I'll throw in a little human design nugget here. When you look at your human design chart, by the way, you can get a free chart on either jovianarchive.com, or my favorite one is mybodygraph.com. And when you do, you'll see your body graph. There'll be 4 arrows at the top. If you look to the right side of your chart, that bottom arrow, if it points to the left, you're a specific manifester, meaning like getting really linear on your vision is good for you. Like vision boards, lists, bullet points, getting everything down to the detail supports your vision. But if that arrow points to the right, that means you're like a passive manifester, and it's more in alignment for you to create the intention or like the felt experience that you want to embody instead of being so linear with it. Just a little nugget.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I need to go do my chart. I'm going to do that.
Yes.
Yeah. But I definitely feel like I'm going to be a passive manifester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an active.
I can see that. And that's how we get together and balance.
Yes. Yes.
I definitely enjoy the process of feeling visualization instead of like organization.
Yes. And I've always like loved a good system. It like, gets me going.
Oh, I'm so glad to experience that though. Like isn't that beautiful about life, the duality of it all? Like that's another message for this new moon is as you set your intentions, as you open your heart to what needs to come to you for these next 30 days. Pay attention to duality. Pay attention to balance. And open your heart to it. I feel like balance takes vulnerability. What do you think about that?
I think balance takes a lot of vulnerability, and I would say surrender, because it's it's dynamic. It's always shifting.
And sometimes, I know for me, in my experience, to seek balance in some things, I have to take risk. And I have to open up. You know, you have to tell someone like, oh, well, I think at this point I need rest from that. Or at this point I really need to take action.
Yes.
And to bring it down really to what I experienced, and to other listeners, single mothers like myself, to just tell a family member or friend like, can you please watch my son so that I can have some fun?
Yes.
Thank
you.
But it takes a lot of vulnerability. I know for me, like I'm still working through that so balance takes vulnerability, but that's the key. So this new moon, these 7 days of setting intentions and getting in there, pay attention to duality and how you can bring more balance. More balance.
And breathe life into the life that you would love to be living, not the life that you're just surviving.
That's an amazing point.
Yeah.
Amazing point. And if you're not conscious of it, you will create so much that supports the life you don't want anymore.
Mm-hmm.
In the little ways. You
Mm-hmm.
don't even realize it. That was a beautiful point. Beautiful point.
Mm. And I think sometimes, like the energy that I feel from Aquarius is my moon. And
Oh,
I feel it as like sort of the energy of marching to the beat of my own drum. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like there's some individuality in it. And there can be a creative energy that comes from that, but it doesn't feel like the energy of like following the pack.
No, and it's when I think of Aquarius, the Aquarius in my life, oh my gosh, they're all so very giving,
Mm.
but in a very free way.
Mm-hmm.
It is very airy, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they flow with giving. And very intentional with the gifts and the energy,
Mm-hmm.
but also very loving, very
Mm-hmm.
kind, and just very otherworldly in the way that they're
Mm.
able to communicate and to connect with others.
Yeah.
But independent.
Yes.
That's the part I love the most.
Mm.
Because it's just, oh, back to that duality. Okay, Aquarius, thank you.
Yeah.
It's so lovely to see it, like so giving, so mystical, so airy, so but open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are sometimes air comes into our life and it feels like it's closed off from us. Like
Yeah.
how can I reach that point of being that airy, right? That, detached from this world. But I feel like with the Aquarius feeling, the Aquarius spirit is that of air that comes into your life like a beautiful wind.
Mm.
It comforts you, it soothes your skin, and it's like, hey, girl, I got some magical stuff that we can do together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think of like an iridescent like light that comes all over your body,
Mm.
and you're just feeling alive, and it's like the right amount of pressure,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And the right temperature.
Yeah, it's just very soothing and fun.
Yeah.
So
And I
yeah.
think that reminds me of another phrase, and I can't remember the exact wording, but it's like, if you're not grounded in your own vision, the world will create a vision for you. Like you'll just be
Oh,
pushed by all the demands of the world. And just, so I think that's kind of a pre-step or a pre new moon intention or practice, is to kind of get grounded in your vision so that you let that airiness of the Aquarius energy push you toward your vision instead of pushing you away from it.
yeah, yes. Because what will happen is if you're not operating in alignment
Mm-hmm.
with what is truly on your heart, this Aquarius energy, it will disappear from you. It will
Mm-hmm.
go away because it's not in alignment with it. This Aquarius energy wants to see people ascend, people
Mm-hmm.
happy, excited, connecting. And if you're still supporting something that literally does not support your destiny,
Mm-hmm.
you'll miss out on it.
Yeah. And
You'll
if
miss
that
out.
feels challenging to connect with, try looking at it from a frequency standpoint. Like every emotion, it has a vibratory frequency. So if you're allowing the vibratory frequency of your day to be one of lack, to be one of
Yeah.
fear, to be one of judgment, to be one of smallness, then you can't also be vibrating at expansiveness,
Mm.
openness, open-heartedness, possibility, joy. They just aren't compatible. And there are practices that we can take to raise our state. That breathing practice is a wonderful way to clear out energy and start anew. And gratitude, gratitude, gratitude.
Yes, yes. Oh, gosh, that gratitude is something else. So
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, so magical. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, Goddess. That is the perfect next step within setting intentions within this Aquarius new moon and in the season of Aquarius. As we live in the time of Aquarius, allow gratitude to be the vehicle of transformation for you because it will take you there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you find that some of the things we say sound too out of there, because we live in this stuff, so we're all in it.
Yeah.
We're feeling good in it.
Yeah.
Or, I know I've been there where I've been so down
Mm-hmm.
where certain practices just feel like it's too much for me energetically to do.
Mm-hmm.
Gratitude. It's a simple way, to bring yourself to a better frequency, a better place,
Mm-hmm.
um, and to feel more open. And it takes practice,
Mm-hmm.
you know. If all you can think of is one thing, then that's okay. You
Mm-hmm.
got one thing. And the next day, hopefully you have two or three. And then
Yeah.
by the end of the week, you never know. You can write 10, 20 things. And then you
Mm-hmm.
realize how beautiful this world is. And that, to me, that feels like that airy, iridescent, magical spirit,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're
Yeah.
just feeling coated by
It's
it.
kind
And
of buzzy. Yeah.
yeah. So what do you think someone in a position dealing with anxiety and depression, like setting intentions, what do you think would be a good way for them to really just focus in and ground themselves in to begin a journey of healing?
Mm-hmm. For my own journey, which has included both of those things,
Yeah.
to pretty intense spectrums, I would say that the thing that has supported me the most is self-compassion
Oh
and
my gosh. Yes.
acceptance.
Yes.
So first of all, before trying to change anything, just acknowledge that right where you are is enough, that you're enough, and that you're worth this. You are someone worth taking care of. You are someone worth loving. And you right here, right now, just breathing, you are enough.
I just got chills
Mm.
everywhere. To the listener who needed to hear that today, we support you, we love you, and we're glad that you heard that. Because that felt
Yes.
very special, very special.
Mm.
A lot of times we try to just go straight to a solution, and we
Mm-hmm.
forget to just acknowledge that we're humans in this moment. And that was just so beautiful. I
Mm.
think that was just like the perfect answer to hear that. It really came to me because we're in that little spot where, okay, the new year is here, new
Mm-hmm.
decade is here. We've been trying to whatever we've been working on. But also to me, it feels like the month has went by fast,
I agree. Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like, oh, I hope I'm on track. Even I'm doing that. I'm like, okay, am I on track? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Um, and so if you're finding yourself in that, just like JD said, just have compassion for yourself. Slow down and realize that you're human. And the beautiful part is that we live in a cycle every month.
Mm-hmm.
Every about 28, 30 days, 31 days, we get to just start over a little bit.
Yeah.
and and so you can just say, hey, I didn't do everything I wanted to do in this last moon cycle, but here's another chance. I thought that was just very special. Thank you. That was a
Absolutely.
perfect
And then
answer.
you totally just sparked another thing for me, which is to look at our behaviors through the lens of curiosity and possibility rather than through the lens of like judgment and limitedness.
Yeah.
So if you did go through a 30-day cycle and you ended up things didn't quite flow the way you had initially visioned them to, we can totally learn from that, right? Well,
Yeah.
why didn't it work out? Was it not connected with my actual priorities? Was I doing it for somebody else and not myself? Is it still important to me to do this X, Y, and Z behavior? What feels manageable with the time and energy I have right now? Do I need some outside accountability to help me and support me through this? So we can just continue to learn and refine.
Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, you need all those bullet points that you just said, all those questions, you need to put that up somewhere, okay? Because
Okay.
that was just the most on point, focus, beautiful check in.
Mm,
You know,
yeah,
so comprehensive, so to the point. Um, and really, that goes back to how you were saying, when you set your intentions, make sure it's in alignment with what you want for your life.
absolutely.
And that's how you do it. I love practical solutions.
Yes,
I love it. I
we both
love
do.
that. Yeah, like,
It's our
okay,
jam.
it's like, okay, how do I actually apply this? That's it, guys. That's how you apply it. Check in with yourself. Check in with your intentions. Oh, that was perfect. That could be a book. Just that one page
It would
on
be
one list.
enough.
Yes.
I
Change the
agree.
world.
Yeah, you don't have to make it more than that. That's enough, for
Yeah,
real.
just that it. That was perfect.
Mm.
Oh, wow. Love it. Thriving in your season, Aquarius moon coming out.
Yes.
With that, because I don't have that much air in my chart.
Mm.
I'm a very water, earth, fire girl.
Yeah.
I'm like rarely any air. So, how have you been feeling like internally as we come upon this? And we live in the age of Aquarius, so with you being an Aquarius moon,
Mm-hmm.
that has to be like a lot of
It is a lot.
downloads.
It has been a lot, for sure. And in my experience, like my lived experience, it was so like, I continue to find these practices, like learning more about human design and astrology, to be so life affirming, because I was noticing for the last few days that I was feeling like this sort of low grade anxiety, or almost like a restlessness, like I was forgetting something or
Yeah.
missing something. And then I realized that's just like sort of the lower end frequency of not expressing my creative energy, like having an outlet for it to go. So I started journaling more again, and I started just like free writing and things like that. And that just gives the energy somewhere to go. I did yoga practice, breath practice, so we can, again, change our state to align it with the vision that we're creating for ourselves. And I would say the biggest trap that we can fall into is when we are experiencing those things, if we label it right away as there's something wrong.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
you said about the expression and being creative, I feel like within my practice, I'm starting to feel like it's like an epidemic in our society where we're living in a state where people feel so uncomfortable to express,
Mm-hmm.
so uncomfortable to just create, so uncomfortable to just flow with their emotions and acknowledge it.
Mm-hmm.
And even when they're positive emotions, and I just want to welcome everybody to just, I love that what you said, to journal, yoga, kind of play around with it. Make
Be
up,
your own like energy alchemist.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. That is it. That's exactly it. I just think we think we are creating, but we can create some more and feel better. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
noticing it, and it's just come up so much lately where so many of my clients are feeling so stifled. So,
Mm. So what
and
practices do you recommend for connecting back to that energy?
woo, woo. All right. So, of course, journaling, but
Mm-hmm.
within journaling, be very intentional. Write a letter to someone
Mm-hmm.
that you felt made you be quiet,
Mm.
okay? Or to someone you didn't get to express all of your feelings to,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Next, write a letter to your younger self.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be anything. It could just be a check-in, like, hey, I see you, we're there.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be a comforting letter. Um, Outside of the writing, dancing. Just
Mm.
dance. Up the ante, dance naked to
Mm-hmm.
your favorite song. And then also I like to incorporate self-massage.
Mm.
Just, it's so beautifully expressive when you just touch yourself in a loving way,
Mm-hmm.
and you really realize how you're not expressing even through your body and your muscles, like you're
Yes.
literally holding everything tight and it's stuck
Yes.
inside of you. And to just set that intention and say, okay, hands, together with my heart and my mind, we're going to work out this tension within our body.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also like to even take it to a next step, to places of your body that you feel like you can't express yourself with, or that you're ashamed of those parts. So, I mean, anything. We all have something, whether it's our
Mm-hmm.
toes to our belly to our thighs, you know,
Absolutely.
to just work in there. Because think about it, if you never allow that part of your body to be expressed, or to
Mm-hmm.
express from there, there's so much trapped in there, so much
Yes.
energy, so much tension. Um, and that part of your body is desperately seeking love and attention and a way to be a part of this life.
Yeah. And
It
to
just
be
wants to be.
heard.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the self massage is a beautiful way to allow the flow of energy so that you can express.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
Beautiful. That's an amazing list. Even just choosing one of them and
Yeah.
doing it for even a minute, it really, really, like, it can make all the difference. I'll add in one more practice that I've been incorporating in a much more focused and intentional way
Uh-huh.
lately, which is aromatherapy.
Mm.
And aromatherapy is incredible.
Ah.
Yes. And it's amazing how it can shift the chemistry in our brain in just seconds, because bring in a little science here. Um, we have a ton of receptor sites in our limbic system, which is, like our watchtower. It's always scanning our environment for
Yeah.
threats, and it sets off all sorts of chemical and hormonal cascades. So when we bring in an input like an essential oil, for example, if we inhale it, it travels straight through the blood-brain barrier, through our olfactory bulb, into the limbic center of our brain. So if you want to create, an uplifting mood, wild orange is incredible for that. Or if you're trying to calm and relax your nervous system, lavender is incredible for that. And as long as you're choosing high quality oils, it can really be like an instantaneous shift in the state that you want to
Yes.
create.
It's so powerful.
It is.
It's so beautiful how powerful it is. That's what,
Yes.
when you get to see the change in your mood, but then and also in the ones around you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see it and you're like, okay, this is real. And then to me, it's like this point happens where you have this relief and you realize that I can be happy. I can feel good,
Yes.
So I
Yes.
think that was a beautiful practice. Oh my
Mm.
gosh, if you just take that, do that for like the next 30 days. You guys just take all this stuff.
Absolutely. And this is a perfect segue of something I'll share, and then I'm going to let Toni share too. But we have an annual program in the Nourished and Free Collective. We run it once a year. It's called the Nourished and Free Method. And it's actually 30 days of guidance into how to incorporate these amazing oils into your life, and how to align them with your health and life vision. And you'll get 3 live calls with us. There's at-home workouts, guided yoga practices, guided meditations, journaling prompts. It is a jam-packed program, and it is absolutely free to members of the Nourished and Free community. So if you're interested in that, email me at jdingles@gmail.com before the 31st of the month, because that's when enrollment closes. So that's sort of what's on tap for me in my offerings right now. And I would love to have Toni share her offerings.
Yes. First of all, I will say that sounds amazing. Like
It is.
full embodiment and activation of like that next level up that we're all looking
Yes.
for. Um, what I offer within my practice is 101 holistic mental wellness coaching. This is an opportunity to express in a sacred space and to find solutions and answers and to have support that's non-judgmental and all about you feeling good, you feeling whole. What I love about my practice, what we do one-on-one, is not only do we talk, but we also come up with practical, real solutions that you could implement as soon as we get off the phone. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what's important because I spent a long time within my own recovery and my own healing, missing out on the next step for myself because I just didn't know how to implement this information.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was hurting. I knew I wanted to feel better, but I didn't know what to do. And in this space with me one on one, we create this and we do it together. And it's at your level. And I hold you accountable, but we find a way to make it happen, a way to totally change your life. It
Mm-hmm.
is about activating your life, activating that life force so that you can transcend because it's possible. It
Mm-hmm.
is totally possible, guys, to be happy, to be whole, to be energized, to feel passionate, to just have all of the energy that you thought you would have in this life. Well, guess what? It's
Mm-hmm.
totally possible. So if you would like to work with me, you can do your free consultation. You can contact me at parksholistichealth@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Parks Holistic Health. And I'm there with a big smile and open arms. Yes. And all of my sessions are done virtually. So you could be anywhere in the world. I have clients in Italy, South Africa, and here in Atlanta.
Amazing. She's amazing, y'all. I mean, obviously you can tell that from listening into the podcast, but yeah, one-on-one energy is so special.
No, thank you so much. This is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yes, life is good.
Life is good. Join us, everyone. Join us here where life is good. It's possible. It's possible for every single one of you. And with that, we'll leave you with so, so, so much love. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.